From the most popular Easter eggs to radio messages from girlfriends, these are 15 insane details in Grand Theft Auto. In GTA 4, if you dive into the in-game internet, you will find a social network called My Room. It actually shows how many times each profile's been visited. And guess what? The most viewed pages belong to girls posting half-naked selfies. So yeah, just like in real life. In GTA 3, you can't actually visit places like nightclubs, but if you head to the back entrance in the evening, you will hear music coming from inside. Here's a sneaky little detail from GTA San Andreas. During the mission Cleaning the Hood, you and Ryder are sent to rough up a drug dealer. After the beatdown, if you pay attention, you will notice the camera shakes slightly, a subtle nod that the guy's got a concussion or something. But if you go totally ruthless and shoot his head off instead, no camera shake. Well, no head, no concussion. In front of the Ocean View Hotel, the place where Tommy stays after arriving in Vice City, there's always a yellow and white Oceanic parked outside. But few players ever stop to wonder whether developers chose that specific model and color scheme. As it turns out, it's a direct reference to a real hotel in Miami Beach, the Avalon. The standout feature of this hotel is an old yellow and white Oldsmobile 88 permanently parked at the entrance, like a signature landmark. Here's a wild one. Lamar from GTA 5 has a tattoo of the Grove Street family stack, the exact one CJ used to spray around San Andreas. Problem is, it's hidden under his clothes, you'd never spot it without mods. And if you're a big fan of the GTA games and enjoy unusual details and stories related to the series, I highly recommend checking out this channel. It features truly unique content about these games. I discovered many interesting details for this episode thanks to his videos. You will find the link in the description below. Remember the Dodo from GTA 3? Yeah, that plane with wings that look like they were hacked off with a chainsaw. Turns out it's based on something real. In the 1973 Bond movie, Live and Let Die, Bond flies a similar plane through a closing hangar and rips both wings clean off. So no, it's not broken, it's Bond approved. In GTA Vice City, you can encounter parking meters from which money drops if you break them. A surprising detail has been hiding in plain sight this whole time. The sprung vending machines, the ones you use to restore health, actually differ depending on their location. If you look closely, you will notice that the machines out on the streets are old and worn out, while the ones indoors, like in the Jefferson Motel or other buildings, are in much better condition. The man who tried to stop the bank robbery at the beginning of episodes from Liberty City also appears in the Mission Runs Right. The game features several racing events across different routes, but one of the most intriguing starts in La Mesa. If you pull out a map and trace the full route, you will notice something interesting. Even here, Rockstar stays true to its dirty little traditions. Rockstar's attention to detail has always been next level, even all the way back in GTA 3. If you shoot at a showroom window, it doesn't just crack randomly, it shatters right from the exact point your bullet hits. For a game that dropped in 2001, that's seriously impressive. Near the entrance to Sunshine Auto's garage, there is always a yellow car door. It's a visible citation to the 1980s American TV series, The Dukes of Hazzard, where you could always see a yellow car door in Cooter's garage. If you decide to change the radio station, CJ will actually touch the switch. In GTA 4, some cars have a working navigation system, which literally reads out directions as you drive along.
Please proceed to highlighted route. In 100 yards, turn right. Bing bong.
In GTA 5's tattoo parlors, you can spot a small nod to another Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption. It shows up as two stickers that say no smoking and no discounts, both designed in a Red Dead style. If you decide to visit this internet cafe in GTA 3, don't skip these two computers. Here you will find the first two Grand Theft Auto games on the screens. And here's my favorite one. On the streets of Vice City, Tommy can pick up some nighttime company, like this tent lady. But here's the twist, she's actually a transsexual.
The name's Pearl.
But I used to be Brian.
I used to be a Marine.
The liquor store in Fort Carson closes exactly at 10 p.m. Ever accidentally dropped a grenade at Nico's feet? first instinct, run like hell. But actually, you can just pick it back up, switch to another weapon, and boom, crisis averted. Just don't try that in real life. I'm serious, it doesn't work like that. In Lester's house, there is a calendar on the wall, flipped to September. One date stands out right away, and that's no coincidence. September 17 was the day GTA 5 finally dropped on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. During the evening, the Chariot Hotel in front of the Malibu Club displays strange light effects. If you look at the front of the building between 11 and 11:55 p.m., you will notice a curious combination of illuminated windows that feels a bit too specific. This is topped off by a fountain on the roof that shoots water high into the air every 15 seconds. A lot of players have probably noticed that CJ sometimes starts singing if you leave him idle for a bit.
Roller coaster!
But what most players don't know is that he only starts doing it after the mission where you take out Mad Dog's manager. If you decide to call 911 while you're in the middle of the ocean, Nico will say this.
Shit, I don't know where I am exactly. I'll call you when I can figure it out.
We look forward to hearing from you again. Please stay safe in the meantime.
Here's another fun little detail you can spot in some interiors. The printer, or more specifically, the message on it. Error, scream and lose your shit, LOL. Anyone who's dealt with a misbehaving printer will definitely appreciate that one. Among the side missions in GTA 3, there are ones involving remote-controlled cars from a company called Toys in the Hood. You can see the company's logo on the matching vans. What's cool is that the name is a direct reference to the 1991 movie Boys in the Hood. In GTA Vice City or San Andreas, if you steal a bus and pull up to the stops, people will actually get on and give you money. Speaking of buses, in San Fierro there is only one bus stop, but don't bother waiting, cause no bus is ever coming. The fact that the bench is facing the wrong way kind of says it all. And another insane detail is in GTA 4. If you decide to provoke someone, they'll start attacking you, and nearby cops will come to your rescue and arrest the guy. On the in-game internet, the classic Winewood website has a page for a movie called Bury Me. The cover art is a clear reference to Red Dead Redemption, with a very similar font, the red and black color scheme, and even the title itself, because the game's official soundtrack literally starts with those exact words. One of the craziest details you might not have noticed involves CJ from San Andreas. If you have a low driving skill, he looks over the seat to reverse. But once you upgrade it, CJ only uses the rear view mirror. In the Little Havana district, not far from the ice cream factory, there is a billboard featuring a poster for the movie Evacuator 2. It shows a silhouette that's supposed to be the main character, but in reality, it's a recognizable take on Sylvester Stallone from Rambo: First Blood Part 2. Michael's wife Amanda can be found on the game's fake dating website Hushmush. The mouse clicker in the in-game internet isn't pointer finger, it's a middle finger. In GTA 3, some NPCs wear headphones, and if you get close, you can actually hear the music they're listening to. In the Ocean Beach area, you can spot a travel agency window advertising flights to Edinburgh and Tenerife. The mention of Edinburgh makes perfect sense. It's home to Rockstar North, and the devs often sneak in references to their hometown and Scotland in general. But Tenerife might seem like a random pick at first. On the surface, it's just a popular vacation spot in Spain. But if you dig a little deeper, there is a fun detail. The flag of Tenerife is almost identical to the Scottish flag. The only real difference is the shade of blue. Dark for Tenerife, light blue for Scotland. That visual similarity is probably why the texture artist decided to include the island out of all the possible destinations. If you don't visit Denise for a long time, she will leave a message on the radio.
Check it out, we got a shout out from Denise in Ganton for her man. Give her a call. She says she misses you, and she said desperate. That's the word she used. She said she's desperate, man. What is this, man? This ain't Lonely Hearts. This is Radio Los Santos. It's all good, though. We're gonna keep it moving around here.
In GTA 4, you can find out the name of a song playing on the radio. Just look for a bus stop ad for Zit and call on that number while the track is playing, and Laszlo will tell you the name of the song.
Hey, this is Laszlo for Zit. Let me hear the track, and we'll text you the artist and the name of the song.
After the first call, the Z contact gets saved to your phone, making it even easier to ID music later on. You probably remember the FIB mission where Michael sneaks into the building disguised as a janitor. There's a small but interesting detail. If you check the elevator button panel, you will notice there is no floor 13. That's actually a real thing architects do in elevators, since 13 is considered an unlucky number. What's even more interesting is that this isn't the only place in the game where you will find this little detail. Near Escobar International Airport, you will see a billboard advertising an amusement park called Fun World. It's a parody of Disney World in Florida, as suggested by the castle with fireworks and even the font style on the billboard, which closely resembles Disney's iconic lettering. In Loco, players can install multiple nitro boosts on their car. Normally, after using one, you have to wait a bit before the next one becomes available. But there's a little trick not many players know. If you keep driving, the cooldown lasts 1 minute and 20 seconds. But if you stop and just stay still, the next charge is ready in only 20 seconds. That's a full minute saved. And if you get out of the car and hop back in, the nitro's ready to go instantly. In the Willis district, there is a store with an awning that reads 49 cents candy shop. It's a clear reference to the famous rapper 50 Cent and his hit song Candy Shop. But if you look into his background, the reference goes further than it seems. The neighborhood where the shop is located is based on real areas of New York, Jamaica and South Jamaica, which just so happen to be 50 Cent's hometown. In the city's port area, you can spot several cargo ships, and one of them is named Octopus. Here's the interesting part. Underneath the name, it shows Liberty City as its home port, and that's no coincidence. If you jump over to the world of GTA 4, you will actually find the same ship, docked in Alderney. So according to GTA's timeline, in 2008, Octopus was still at home, but by 2013, it had made its way to Los Santos. Many people know that the character of Donald Love in GTA 3 is based on a well-known businessman, Donald Trump. This is reflected in many of the character's traits. But there's one subtle detail, his tie. It looks pretty unusual, and that's no coincidence. In real life, Trump is known for his love of bright and flashy ties. I'm sure only a handful of players know about this detail in GTA San Andreas. If you have a camera, you can ask a gang member to take a picture of you. During the Paleta Bay bank heist, when the police surrounding the building, there is a pretty cool Easter egg hidden in plain sight. In the cutscene, two officers appear, named Grimes and Kirkman. This isn't just a random coincidence, it's a direct nod to the popular series The Walking Dead, whose main character is Sheriff Rick Grimes. The show itself is based on comics created by Robert Kirkman, and if you look closely, you will even notice the in-game officers somewhat resemble their real-life counterparts. When you walk into the hospital, it's easy to ignore all the signs and labels on the walls, they just blend into the background. But hidden among those details is a small slightly creepy joke from Rockstar. If you take a closer look at the room directory, you will spot something odd. The last room on the list is number 666. As many know, that's the number often associated with Satan in Christian culture. That's the kind of ironic healthcare you get in Liberty City. When using the car wash, the main character usually pays $5. However, few players notice there's a special price for taxi vehicles, just $3. This information is displayed on several signs near the wash, but most players simply don't pay attention to it. At the entrance to the town of Las Payasadas, you will find signs with a cheeky double meaning. On the surface, they just point to the town's local landmark, a giant rooster statue. But look again and you will realize the phrase "big cock" is also a not-so-subtle innuendo. But here's the thing, it doesn't stop there. This whole area is absolutely dripping with suggestive notes. For example, parked right in front of the giant rooster, there is often a hot dog van just chilling there. Total coincidence, right? And get this, an ice cream truck shows up here too. What makes it interesting is that this van barely ever spawns anywhere else in the game, unless it's part of a random traffic. Well, I think it's pretty obvious what these cars symbolize, no need to explain. In the mission I Fought the Law, there is a moment where Michael throws away some guy's driver license. But if you take a closer look, there's something odd. The photo on that card, it's Michael himself. And here's the twist, that's not a driver license. It's actually a janitor's ID badge, the one Michael uses in the mission The Bureau Raid, when he infiltrates the FIB building disguised as a cleaning guy. You can even spot the same badge on the planning board before that heist. Most likely, Rockstar already had the texture ready to go. And since players rarely zoom in on tiny details like this, the devs just reused it. So this janitor ID randomly shows up again in a totally unrelated mission where you're stealing cars for Devin Weston. And the exact same badge shows up again during the final heist, when a security guard flashes it as his own ID. And yep, once again, the photo on it is none other than Michael. Inside the movie studio on Prawn Island, you will find a set that is an exact reproduction of the lunar surface as seen on live TV during the summer of 1969. Have you ever heard the conspiracy theory that man has never really set foot on the moon? Rockstar has, and they demonstrate that the lunar landing was nothing more than a hoax, at least in the world of Vice City. And those were 50 insane details in the Grand Theft Auto games. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget the rule of 3. Hit the like button, tap subscribe, and click the bell. See ya!